Hey guys, welcome back. Today in this video, we'll see how we can deploy WordPress and do the setup in a container along with MySQL database and PHP DB UI. We are going to see how we can write the required Docker Compose file to manage these multi-containers. So let's start. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe now. Let's first see the Docker Compose file. Here you can see I have written the Docker Compose file here, and the version I've given as 3.7, and the third services. Here I have written three services. One is the WordPress, the other one DB, and PHP MyAdmin. So you can see here in the WordPress service. So let me explain all these things. What is written in the Docker Compose file in this WordPress service? So we have used this image called WordPress. Okay, the image name is WordPress, and we have given restart always in case if it goes down, so we should restart it. The ports, so I have used 8080 the port number, and the container port, the default port of the WordPress is 80, and I have used it here to be forwarded to 8080. Okay, so we can connect the WordPress website through this 8080 in the internet. Okay, and the environment variables to set up with and connect with the database, I have used this WordPress underscore DB underscore host colon DB, and the username I've given as Ranjit, and DB password file. So here I have used the secrets. Here I have used the secrets in order to secure our credentials. Okay, so here the secret file being used as DB underscore password. I'll just explain you how it works. So before that, let's understand how you'll get this environment variables, right? So if you go to the Docker Hub, right, and search for WordPress here, and if you go to that image, you'll find it will give the options how to use it, right? If you go a little down, see what is WordPress and how to use this image, and you can see here are the required environment variables you need to set off if you are using this Docker Compose file. These are the DB host, DB user, DB WordPress underscore DB password, and there are a lot more environment variables. So in order to use this, you have to follow whatever the naming conventions they are using as part of this WordPress image, right? So let's go to our code. Here I have used this required environment variables, and I have used the value here DB as the DB host, and DB user as Ranjit, and the password file. And this password file you can see here, run secrets and DB underscore password. So this run hyphen secrets, this is the path, and where this is the file which will available inside the WordPress container. Okay, so this path will available inside the container. Now the secrets is given us. Under the secrets we have to provide DB underscore password, and I have created a volumes. Okay, so the volumes is created as WordPress and given to the var www html, which is nothing but the WordPress, the working directory or the directory where the WordPress is deployed. Okay, this is the WordPress service. Now let's understand what is the DB service is being written here. So here the DB service, the image is being used MySQL colon 5.7.28 version of the image. And the ports, you remember that's MySQL DB port default port is 3306. So we are giving 3306, and the same port is being forwarded to host port as 3306. And similarly, the environment variable for MySQL also has MySQL underscore database. This is the database name I have given as WPDB, and MySQL user as given as Ranjit, and same the password file is being kept under DB underscore password run on the secrets. Okay, and here the secrets DB underscore password is the DB password to create this one, and DB underscore root password that is required for the this DB password file, and here DB password is required for the database root password needed to change the password and use it, right? And here the volume similarly is use DB, and the MySQL, the root directory, the working directory where we can get this as the volume, and you can set it up, and the default network being used here. Okay, so you can see here the DB service, whatever being used it here, right? The DB service, the same you can see here, the host name is being given. Remember, if you give any name here, DB, okay, suppose you will give ABC here, and make sure that the WordPress DB host you give as ABC, right? So now let's move on to the PHP MyAdmin. So there is another service being used, PHP MyAdmin. So image is being used as PHP MyAdmin / PHP MyAdmin, which is nothing but a DB server, DB applications, okay, built in PHP. So you can use this PHP MyAdmin in order to check whether our database is being successfully worked or not, and we can able to connect to the database or not, and we can do all kind of database activities and work through this DB UI. Okay, and here the links is being provided DB:DB because these DB services are being used as here, and this is being linked. Now the ports, you remember here again the PHP MyAdmin also the default port is 80, and that the container port is getting forwarded or published with 8282. So we can access this PHP MyAdmin from our laptop or the internet through this 8282 port. Similarly, the environment variables for PHP MyAdmin also we have to provide MySQL_user because this particular UI we are going to connect with the MySQL database. So here you have to provide the MySQL_user and MySQL_password_file, and all these details you need to provide it. And remember, as I said already, these path and these files will be available inside the container. And secrets, we are giving here two secrets being used. So I just given DB_password and DB_root_password here. And secrets, so whatever things we used here and the same secrets being provided in the two files. Okay, DB_password, the name, right, which we declared over here, and that name is being used in the file db_password.txt. So if you see here, I have kept two files here, db_password.txt. Another one is the db_root_password.txt. So if I just open it here, simple password I have given it here Ranjit, and the root password also is given as Ranjit. Okay, now this I have stored the simple password there, and so you can make this file as hidden file as well, and so that this nobody can see this files easily. And here I put the demo purpose, I have just kept it in a simple text file, and anyway these files can be kept in a hidden directory or somewhere else. Okay, and similarly we have created the volumes, WordPress volume as DB volume. Here we have declared the volumes DB volume as well as the WordPress volume, right? The same thing's been declared over here, volumes WordPress. Okay, this is what the entire Docker compose.yaml file. So here, as I said, I have just taken three services to get it done. One is the WordPress, website, which we are going to get one container, one service. Another container will be our DB service, and the other one will be our PHP MyAdmin. Okay, and the passwords you need to put it here, db_password. You can give any name to this one, but however that file can be declared under this particular secrets path. Okay, now let's log into our Docker server, and then let's see how we can access and execute this Docker compose file, and in order to get and work with our container. Okay, so let me just go. Okay, so I have just connected. Let's connect back. Now I have connected to my Docker server, right? So if we just do ls-l here, so I have this one folder called WordPress. I have created directory. Under this folder, I have kept this required docker-compose.yaml file and the required password.txt file. Okay, so the same file, if I just open this one, whatever I was just explaining, everything will find over here. So this exactly the same thing is being written here. Right now, in order to get this work, we have to use the command called docker-compose, right, up-d. So it will make those three services up and running under detached mode in the background, right? So let's hit enter. Okay, so it says permission denied. Remember, so you need to execute this under root user, right? Let me just change myself as root and use docker-compose up-d. Hit enter. See, here it says running 3 and 821 and 21 are 11, 17 and all this. So it's just using and downloading the respective images, pulling the respective images from the registry, right, from the library, because it's not available locally on my Docker server. So it's just pulling those images first and then create a container and services out of that. So just wait for a few seconds and let it everything downloaded and created. Okay, so here you can see here all the things have been downloaded, and you can see here this particular services has been created, the network has been different, network has been created, and these containers, these are the container names, right, started. So let's check whether these containers have been created or not. So we can use Docker container ls, right? So here is the containers. So there are 3 services, right? 3 containers been created. One is the WordPress DB-1, WordPress-1, WordPress PSP MyAdmin-1. So you can see here, and these are of 23 seconds or 24 seconds ago. Then how we can access this server? So you can see here the WordPress is being forwarded, right? The port has been, the container port has been forwarded to 8080, right? The 8080 port is forwarded to 80, the container port, and these are the host port. So how we'll connect this one? Let's open your browser. There, just open the server, right? For my case, my server is docker.ranjitswine.com. This is the Docker server, and we need to provide the port number, right? 8080. Let's hit enter. Here it is, right? So the container has successfully been deployed. The WordPress has successfully been installed and deployed into that container. Now here the simple installations given to install this WordPress on that particular container. Now let's go ahead and click on the continue and just provide the details, right? Just provide the site details and username. Suppose let me give as simple as Ranjit, and the password also I'll give it as simple. Let it be very weak, no worries. And confirm passwords, right? Confirm use of weak password. Your email, you can just provide your email, something like ranjit@ranjitswine.com, right? And now what you see here, the site title, you can, if you want to provide the site title, you can just provide it here. Suppose I'll give my name Ranjitswine here. Let's install WordPress. Never. And let's log in. So you have to just provide your chosen password, whatever the password you have chosen, you need to use that one to log in, right? Let's do Ranjit here and the password as well. Let's log in. Cool. Now we can see here, we can able to log in to our WordPress dashboard. So in this way, you can see how we can just easily containerize the WordPress, right? Deploy the WordPress into the container using the Docker compose. Now, if you want to see here, we just access those WordPress, right? And if you want to get that access to the database, then how you'll do that? So here you can see, if you are familiar with this WordPress and you are already working, then you can do whatever website building, right? You can do all the tools, whatever tools you can use, everything as it is. Now let's see how we can access the PSP MyAdmin database, right? So what I can do here, same server name, docker.ranjitswine.com, okay, and you have to give 8282. Remember, I had given 8282 port to connect the PSP MyAdmin. So hit enter. So here it is. Now we can see here the 8282 port, and we can able to access the PSP admin. So username as Ranjit, and password also was given as Ranjit, right? DB password. Just log in. So we can able to log into our PSP MyAdmin. That means we are able to connect to the database services, right? So here you can see WP DB, the database name. This is the database which is created. And here we have few things in order to the WordPress access those databases, right? The WordPress users, right? All these details, terms, term, post, and everything. So if you want to create any new table, you can go ahead to this SQL and write the syntax, whatever you want, and the queries, right? The SQL queries in order to insert, create, insert, or whatever data you want to do that. So this is how you have to just work into that. Let's go inside the container. I was showing you that run secrets where the password is being stored, right? So if I just go inside to a container, let's go inside this WordPress container and see what is there. I think you know how to go inside the container, right? So you have to just use docker exec, right? Docker exec -it and provide the container name and bin bus here. So here it is. I'm inside to this container, and when I just went to that container, I just landed into the working directory of this WordPress container, right? So let's go there and just check whether the run, and if I just go to this run folder, we'll find secrets also there. See, we have the secrets, and if I just go to the secrets, and we'll find db_password there. And this db_password will have our password. Here it is, right? So this is how the entire work is being done through the Docker Compose file. Hope you understood clearly how is being the Docker Compose file being written and how we can work on the. If you have any doubt or any concerns, please do write me in the comment section below. I'll try to answer your queries. If you have not yet subscribed my channels, please do subscribe now so that you'll get notified when I add more such videos in my YouTube channel. Thank you.